screen. Can you just explain to the jury what they're seeing?
These are images that they collected during the course of their investigation into his social media profiles. As it's identified in the gang letter, the defendant explained what these hand signs mean in these images.
Okay. And I guess hand signals, are those something that are listed on different gangs?
Yes, ma'am, they are.
Section.
These are the notes that are documented by the agency. In this particular case, it is indicating that he self-admitted membership on July 26, 2017 with the Eastside Long Beach Insane Crips. It also indicates that
the caregiver, the grandfather, but also the opportunities he gave them.
So, do these risk factors that we've discussed have any role in trying to predict the risk that someone might commit homicide?
They do, and so when we're looking at
all right, everyone, please be seated. All right, Mr. McIntyre, the jury found you guilty of murder. Your punishment is to be assessed at 80 years in the prison. The court will give you credit for any time served. There's a $0 fine. And with regards to the other offense, State, are you requesting that to be stacked?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor.
And I'm assuming you're against that, is that correct?
We are, Your Honor. We would just like to briefly, for the record, maintain that our argument would be that to run consecutively an 80-year sentence on top of 50.
Just one moment, counsel. Just give me one moment. Mr. McIntyre, I want you to know that I listened to all of the evidence in punishment and thought about whether or not your sentence should be stacked. I don't know where your mom is, don't know where your father is. I know that you had a rough childhood. And I do know that these offenses occurred when you were very young. And I understand the state of the law, what people consider an adult. I listened to the testimony of the expert that was brought by defense counsel. You've already been sentenced to murder in the other county, and then you have a murder here. And the sentence for 55 years, that's a stiff sentence. This 80-year sentence is a stiff sentence. And these are cases where you have to serve half your time, and that's day for day time, and I recognize that. Hopefully you will grow, but based upon his age, based upon the number of years that he has received out of Tarrant County and the number of years that he's received here, based upon his history and the lack of any type of good parenting. From what I can tell, his mother wasn't a good parent to him. His father wasn't a good parent to him. Child Protective Services was not good. And if you believe the testimony, I don't know why Child Protective Services would place children back with a father who put the children's mother in the hospital. Is there something else that needs to be done with our society? Yes. Is more money need for Child Protective Services and their workers? Yes. And I do realize that while this is a lot of time, and I tell people all the time, any time that you do in custody is a lot of time. But by that same token, you're still alive. And what the state has said is true. You're still alive. You can still better yourself. If you end up in prison for the rest of your life, you're still alive. You still can improve yourself. Your family can still visit you. But the complainant in this case is deceased. And you need to internalize that the complainant in this case is deceased. and that his family is never going to see him again. So you're going to have to make changes, and you're going to have to remove people from your life who are not of benefit in the means of making you a better person. And I do understand that sometimes people will go to prison, they join gangs because you need protection, because you're there by yourself, you're young, but you're going to have to make better choices. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to sentence him to 80 years in the prison, give him credit for any time served. There is a $0 fine. This will run concurrent with 1511547D.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and first and foremost, I do want to once again send condolences to the entire family of Mark Anthony Saldivar out of San Antonio, where this case right here took place at, and also the other case out of Tarrant County that happened right before this with Ethan Walker, his entire family. Both of these families seeing this come up, they still grieving their loved ones that they lost with these cases. So most definitely prayers up to them. God bless these two young dudes' souls, and most definitely rest in peace to them. And I had the links in the description where you can watch the clips in the beginning in full on KSAT 12 out of San Antonio, as they've been streaming this case live, and you able to see it all in real time as it comes to this rap game and everything going on with the popularity and status of where being a hip hop artist have you with the following. Everybody is seeing these cases play out live and direct in the flesh. And y'all heard 80 years right there. Now they had the option of stacking it up. The judge, she came in with the other factors of his upbringing, him being 16, and she kept it real and told it straight direct with that situation of as far as like his childhood and stuff. So she didn't stack it up with the 100+ years, because it would have been 80 on top of 55, and them numbers just sound crazy. 80 is crazy in itself, but just hearing that that's what you got to serve for something you did, or just knowing that it was not worth it at all. We talking a camera, y'all. We talking a home invasion. Like, these people's lives are way more valuable than that. A camera, you was gonna get a few $100s from the cameraman, maybe, if that. Then coming to somebody's house, bro, no amount of money is worth that at all. Now, he was 16 at the time, and you know, people don't want to hear that either. We not gonna sit up here and say that get a pack. We just speaking to it, man. This is the real life consequences. This on the back end, no matter what did happen. But you could get a possibility of parole after 40 years. He 24 right now. It wasn't worth it, bro. Them two dudes losing their lives over this. They families hurting. It wasn't worth it. His sister was there, her going through a brother and people that do know him and deal with him and things, his family. It ain't worth it at all, man. They put up the photos and videos from YouTube and posts he was making on social media with gang signs. She did speak to his gang affiliation, which is documented and things like that. But, man, she acknowledged the real strong thing, man, parenting, bro. You know, I did that. That was good to just people to see that and understand that it start within the home, man. It start with the parenting, it start with the structure, it start with the system, what you seeing as a reflection, your role models in your everyday to day life. Of course, it can happen to people who do got good role models, but in this case, it's one of them situations like that there. Man, we seen Tay-K come in the game, get a lot of notoriety for the song The Race. That was my introduction to him, and that same song that got him on is gonna have him where it's gonna be a long time if he able to come home at all. And I'm gonna keep going back to it, saying the same thing over and over. The thing that can have you shining and balling in this game is the same thing that had you locked away in them chains. Murder, violence, death, crashing out, looking for clout. It most definitely will take you all the way down there through it. And then the same people that were celebrating you for doing the crashing out, for being tough, for being gangster, for being the stepper, for being the shooter, for having the nuts to go and just broadcast it to the internet. The same people that turn you up for to salute you for that, them the same people that's gonna talk about you and say nigga, you a crash dummy. That's what they gonna say. Nigga, you cost yourself 80 years, nigga. Or now you finna spend the rest of your life in prison, nigga. They gonna crack jokes in the comments on you now. I'ma just say this right here, bro. Avoid this at all costs, man. Avoid taking people's life, bro. Ain't nobody life, ain't no robbery over no materialistic stuff worth it when it come to, man, that ain't, like, nah, bro. Like, you gotta be here for your family. And some of these dudes out here already this, you know, crashing out. You got kids, my nigga. You got parents. You got close family members that love you and care about you, my nigga. You ain't got to go out here and do none of this stuff, my nigga. I know that the clout, the internet, it can make you be confused and you can get high off of it and think that it's reality and the people really care about you and love you. Man, they don't. They just there for the moment. They ain't there for the movement, man. We'll see what happened with everything going on with this case on the latest. We'll see the outcome of the case, but it's a lot more cases going on, a lot more storylines going on. But we'll see the after effects of this, man, and see what people think. Mind you, the record labels that ran up a bag off of this, the record labels that got rich off of this, nigga, they done turned up off of this. Nigga, they didn't stream this song, record deals, and capitalize off of this storyline, and they knew exactly what was tied to this storyline, man. They gonna give you everything you need to get you in position to crash out, my nigga. It's on you to just go ahead and make the best decision and not even put yourself in these type of situations, man. I want us to win. My nigga, I don't care what nobody say, nigga. I am anti-crash out. I am anti-prison. I'm about being here with your family, your loved ones, and the people that truly care about you and love you, nigga, for whether you got $1 in your pocket or 20 or 200 or 2,000, or they treat you the same, my nigga. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all at 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.